There's the possum on the pump track. Welcome to Freewheeling. It is the action sports show coming to you live from the lockdown. As we know, the action sports community has always been very creative, and that's been proved amply over the last 2 weeks as everyone has taken to social media to prove just how much fun they're having in lockdown. And we thought, what better way to draw all of that together than to build a live show? This is the first episode, and it's coming to you from Wanaka on the South Island of New Zealand in what we lovingly refer to as the commune. 2 couples and 3 kids all living on one piece of land. It was a happy accident. We were supposed to go on a trip and our lease had come up, so we moved in here just before the lockdown came into place. So we're playing this by ear. Luckily we have the tunnel house. This is wife number 1, Flossie Hancox, with child number 3, Otis. Flossie is in charge of gardening, food, and she's a bit of a dab hand at parkour as well. Her husband number 1, is Jason Hancox, one of the men who's making this possible. He's a cameraman and director responsible for Skypiercer. It was Sam Smoothie and Xavier Delarue's attempt on the east face of Mount Cook. Well worth checking out. $150 for that trampoline. Got it the day before lockdown and it saved our lives. Over here, my wife, arguably wife number 2, along with Snoop Dogg. She's in charge of health, wellness, and all the yoga. Snoop Dogg's in charge of much the same thing. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite understand the concept of lockdown, so he's on a long leash. He keeps trying to run away. And then we've got child number 1, Suki, taking out all of that teenage angst on the punch bag. We've got a packed show for you from all around the world of action sports. I'm going to get inside, start hooking it up. This is what's coming up. On today's show, we're going to check out what the snowboard world's been up to on social media. I'm going to chat live to the Olympic gold medalist from Korea in big air, Sebastian Touton, aka Toots, one of the longest and most decorated careers in all of snowboarding. And we're going to play a little game with some of my mates on Zoom. But we're going to kick things off now with the one and only Jenny Jones. It may be morning here in Wanaka, but it's the evening time in Devon in the southwest of Great Britain, famous for its cream teas and inventing the Jack Russell. It's also famous for Jenny Jones. How you doing, Jones?
Oh, I'm good. Lovely to see your face, Ed.
You too as well, you too. How's lockdown treated you?
Actually, today's been really nice because we've actually had loads of sunshine, which is cool. A lot of online chatting to like my family and friends the last few weeks, but yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to avoid start talking to myself or anything like that at the moment. I'm pretty jealous of your polytunnel. That looks awesome.
Oh, the seed babies are coming along really, really nicely. Now, for any of you who don't actually know Jenny, if you've never come across her before, if you've been living in a snowboarding hole for the last 6 years, well, actually, it's probably more like 15 years, Jones, isn't it? Sorry, I've thrown you on. Check this out. It's a little bit of background on Jenny.
I'm back.
Right, where was that kicker? The absolute monster. I think it's 3rd or 4th clip in there.
Yeah, that's Mammoth. That was when Kimi Fasani put on a session there in Mammoth, and I tell you, like, it was such a big jump. It was so fun to ride, but it was big.
What year?
Oh, come on, I don't know. It's got to be 8 years ago or so. But I reckon it would still, stand its ground now. I don't know. Do you?
100%. There aren't many kickers in public. There are no public kickers that big. It must have been close to 30 meters. It looks more.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely was up there. But the difference being, I think now is that you would see like your Anna Gassers and your Leila Iwabuchi's hucking, triples and what have you. So the tricks definitely got a lot better, which is rad.
Yeah, it's well, we've introduced you. I thought I'm not going to get left out. I'm going to introduce myself, and it's worth keeping an eye out in this clip because I've got some pretty big air as well.
I'm watching.
His raw physical talent is as yet at the Holman Column Ski Museum. Welcome to Madrid and the Las Ventas. Welcome back to the train. Magnificent. That's drawn you to the backcountry and big man. Played Norwegian 3rd Division football. He's a very handy surfer. It's going to be a very exciting day of soapbox racing. Okay, to the
Presenting clip there, Ed. Can I just ask, where were you surfing?
that's actually a secret spot. I probably shouldn't say, but it's in your neck of the woods. It's just around the corner from you. And I was on a fish with no tail that I'd never surfed before, and I kept going over the back in front of all of the locals. It was really embarrassing.
Okay, let's move on.
It's terrible, terrible day. You saw the commune earlier on. We've seen where I am. Whereabouts are you? We've got a little film, haven't we? Can talk us through this.
Hi, welcome to my place. This is where I am spending lockdown in Devon. I've got my living room here with the old pull-up bar. My friend Gendel of me have got a challenge going. We started them on lockdown. We started on 3 and now we've moved up to 8, so let's see if I can keep progressing that one. This is the kitchen. Try not to come in and out of the kitchen too often through the day, especially not the fridge door. This area, other than the office and things, I spend time here. Got my yoga mat and some fitness there, and then lucky enough to have a little bit of outside garden space. This is my cobbled together gym setup, and over here's my bike, my trusty steed. Tried to get out on that as much as possible. Take on a bike ride to my local beach. But that is my lockdown setup.
I've got to say, Jones, the interior design's pretty good. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, but you haven't seen some of the other rooms. But the pull-ups, can I just say, I've moved up to 9 on the pull-ups.
Come on, give us a look at the guns.
We're getting there, come on.
You're going to enjoy this. Have you ever seen my inflatable muscle?
No. All right, Popeye.
It's terrible, isn't it? It's like a little Brussels sprout.
Oh, it looks good. No, it's nice just having some another face like in my house.
What are the skateboards for in the workout area? I wanted to ask that.
We used to do that loads when we were like traveling and training and things like abroad. So you'd have a skateboard with you and you do all your core, so you hold on to the skateboard and you roll in and out. So it's like great for that. But then, you can still go out and have a skate around. Like it's not, something you can do up and down the street, or if you've got that, I'm just stoked to have that bit of outside space as well. The barbell that I'm used is so rusty. It's like it's so ghetto.
That's what you want. You want a little bit of Rocky to it, make you feel like you're down and dirty.
Yeah, but the pump track. When will your pump track be finished?
Oh, it's going to be a constant work in progress. Every time we finish an aspect of it, we build it up. We've actually got big plans for later on today. The jump's all right at the moment, but we're thinking of jacking it up a little bit. We've got some 50-gallon drums, so watch this space. Next week, it could look completely different. But looking around, you've been on social media hunting down all of the best clips for us, and snowboarding's provided some real joy, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been great to have that entertainment from seeing what everyone's been up to. Let's have a look.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
Loads going out on the social media and Instagram at the moment, but highlights for me this week were Starley Sandbeck and Torgeir Berggren, who not only are amazing snowboarders, they're actually quite handy at the DIY.
We made it out of the house for a quick little mission. Here's our recipe. Oh, here's our recipe. Me and Torgeir, we're gonna try make our balcony way more dope. So let's see what our peanut brains can do. Boom! Quarantine just got upgraded.
And then this one from Scotty James, Olympic halfpipe rider. He said, "I've never felt so accomplished." Loving Jack Matrani, keeping nice and hydrated.
We got a Pacifico taped to the garage door. Here goes nothing.
It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now.
Here we go.
It's Corona time. It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now. It's Corona time. It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now.
Max Parrow, who I interviewed earlier this year for BBC Ski Sunday. He's over in Canada and he's having a dream that we probably can all relate to. Well, we're all missing the snowboarding, but we can go out on the skateboard a bit, which is exactly what Ulrik Balacher is doing over in Norway. He's gone full send. I really enjoy watching this one. Look out for the speed wobble.
Okay, one man who has been absolutely killing it on the social media front during lockdown is Mr. Sebastian Touton, aka Toots, Olympic gold medalist in big air in 2018. Toots, how you doing? How's Montreal?
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
I'm not too bad actually. It's a new day down here in New Zealand. Evening, like what is it for you? A mid-afternoon?
Yeah, right now it's 3 p.m. Montreal. It's beautiful out. Actually, it's sunny out. It's getting warmer and warmer, so makes it a little hard, to stay home. But yeah, hopefully this whole situation is gonna end quicker than we think.
Yeah, fingers crossed. For anyone who doesn't know you, we've got a little introduction here which shows just how spectacular your career's been. A win in 2008 in Larks, and then another win, bookended by another win in 2020 in Larks. Let's check them out. How does that make you feel seeing the 2008 footage now?
Crazy, times fly, man. It feels like it happened like a couple of years ago, but yeah, it's amazing. I love locks. It's always been one of my favorite contests, and I'm stoked this year I was able, to come back in the contest scene and to win it. That's been definitely a dream. It's like every year I'm trying to set some new goals and to come back to this contest and ride that mountain. If you guys ever been to Locks, this is one of the favorite mountain ever to shred. There's like it's good for powder, it's good for parks, it has a good vibe. I love it.
And one of the things that always stands out to me is, and it doesn't show up in those clips. Everyone watches highlights like that, but I think it was semi-finals or qualifiers before that comp, and then in practice again, you absolutely nailed yourself in Larks this year, didn't you? And I think, if I'm right, you did the same at the Olympics, didn't you?
Yeah, I did definitely took a huge crash in so right before the final this year in Lux, I was trying to frontside triple cork 1440, and then I came up short, banged my head, banged my side a little bit, got shaked up for sure. Luckily, I was surrounded by the right people, with a Canadian team and the whole people working for Lux, and I was getting checked up. I think I was fine. I decided to not practice, and then when it was my time to actually drop in, I did my first run, see how that fell, and then I was able to put down a good run. And then I was able to up myself on the second run, and that was the run that made me win that contest. So definitely, the sport we're doing is really hard on the body, and when we crash, is it's no joke.
And for me though, I always see you as one of the toughest guys out there. You're one of the guys who'll pick yourself back up after you've taken a slam. You just soak it up and say, "Ah, well, comes with the territory. I'll get stuck back in."
Thanks. I mean, I'm a hard worker. I like to push myself at anything, So I think all the time I spend at the gym and all the time that I spend like stretching and all that stuff, it's for the time that I get banged up, like these moments. So it's just uh feeling that I could have hit myself really hard and being able to get back up and ride. It's definitely not the way I like to ride, but it definitely shows that I'm able to take a hit and still go. So definitely, if I would have had to get concussed, and I would have feel bad. I wouldn't take the decision, to keep riding. But body felt right. Definitely, my neck and stuff was sore, but it's part of it. It's kind of like a hockey player. Sometimes they get hit and then they get banged up, but then they go in for a couple minutes and they're back on the ice. So it's kind of like the same thing for snowboarding. I kind of see it the same way. It's like get back. I get try to get back on my board and sometimes it's only 2 runs, to actually win a contest. So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna suffer for 2 runs, and hopefully that's gonna pay off.
And it's not just a physical toughness either. I remember talking to you at the US Open in 2017, and you were struggling at that time. I remember because the riding, you felt like you were riding well and you were laying down good runs, but the judges weren't seeing that. And the fact that you've pulled yourself back from that position and you've now got a couple of you've got a World Cup and Larks under your belt this winter. You must feel really good about that.
For sure, no doubt. I mean, like for me, like contest is a challenge of like creating new runs and then trying to have the best run, in my opinion. And then when I do well, I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of my riding, and it's just like it's on the hand of the judges. So sometimes you get judged really well, and sometimes it doesn't. But it's kind of like part of competing, and it's hard to accept when it happens more than one time. But we're getting judged by human, and then some mistake happens, and I'm not saying it only happens to me, it happens to a lot of different athletes. So all I could do is try to up my riding and makes no doubt that I have the winning run.
Okay, can you move around there? You laptop or phone at the moment?
Yeah. Y-
Yeah, yeah. Come on, give us a tour of the crib. We've seen a lot of it on social media anyway, but
I'm on
I want to see.
it just
Give us
cut.
a
What did
tour
you
of
say?
your
Sorry.
crib.
Yeah,
No,
for
don't
sure.
worry. Give us a tour of the crib.
Uh,
Let's start with the kitchen. I want to see what you've got in your fridge.
oh dude, my fridge is pretty empty. I gotta go to the grocery. But um so it's my kitchen. I'll just turn on the light. So my fridge, it's a big fridge, but not much in
Oh,
it right
it's
now.
double
Like I said,
door.
it's it's so there's a freezer.
Okay, you've got enough to stay alive there. I was worried for a second that you're gonna run
No,
low.
for
Has there
sure.
been any panic buying in Canada?
Yeah, actually, like I'm supposed to go make grocery this afternoon, just so I could gather more stuff. Because definitely, like, if I want to survive more weeks, I gotta need more food. Big guy eats a lot of food, right? Um, but yeah, this is my place. I've been living here for 6 or 7 years now, and I love it. I'm only like 20 minutes to downtown Montreal. I'm close to my friend. I'm close to my family, and yeah, I like to do that since I travel a bunch. It's nice to have a place that it's close to your homies and family, and I'm super close to my family, so it's rad to have a spot where it really feels home.
Pretty important to have that level of support. But the house has proved a very worthy studio as well for all of the Instagram clips. You've arguably had some of the biggest and best clips of the lockdown so far.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, like, even before the lockdown, I always like to kind of like use my house or use like gyms or stuff like that to create like kind of like parkour or challenges or trick shot, all that stuff. So if you guys, people that's been following me on my social media, like they've seen that I've been like creating like trick shot around snowboarding or parkour. So now that we're all like locked down and we're kind of like limited to what we can do at home, I feel like it's a good time to like um challenge people, to try some new trick shot or challenge people to actually try some parkour at home. And everyone, have like a ping pong ball or toilet paper. Or we all have like something we could use to entertain ourselves and try to not get bored at home. And it's important, to keep your body physically like moving, but mentally as well. So not just sit on the couch and watch Netflix. Like you need to entertain yourself with some stuff like that which I love to do. And it's been nice to see like that many people that's been involved and that many people that's been sending video to my account. Like I created that hashtag step two challenge, and it's been amazing how many people has been using it. And yeah, I entertain myself doing all these trick shot and all these challenges, and it's rad to see that people are actually trying it.
But I actually had a go at the can one back when I was about 18 and I broke my hand. The can slipped. So I know better than anyone what's at risk with those. How long did it take you to put the triple layer together?
It actually like went pretty good. Like I started with one can, which was felt pretty easy. Then I did double can, which felt like a little bit more challenging, but I got it like super quick. And then when I did three cans, like I was like, okay, this is really like challenging because the hard part was like I was putting a lot of weight in my hand, so I felt like super stable in the hand. But it's really like when it comes to like having both feet on the triple can on the back, that kind of felt like unstable. So it was like when you do a push up sometimes you feel like you're moving forward a little bit, which is okay. But on doing it on the cans, you want to do that push up that you feel like you're not moving forward or backward. So you stay really stable with your legs and your arms. So that was like the tricky part about it. But once I had the posture and I was doing the push up, and if I was doing a push up right, it felt like I was like pretty stable to do it. Maybe I could even had more one can, but at the end of the day, it just inspired people, and even for me, that was like a great challenge, just to put it out there and to just kind of use something you have at home. If you don't have Red Bull cans, you could use different cans. Even I seen like people using like toilet paper. I seen people like using like weight. They just put it like upside down and then they try to stable on it. So it's just rad to see that people are getting creative with me and they're sending their video, and I'm trying to share as many videos as possible to show the people that it's not just for me, but I want people to get their moment as well.
I love this one. It's old school, kind of going back to that primary school idea of floor is lava. It's probably one of the 8 to 10-year-olds' favorite games, but totally repurposed. These are brilliant.
Thanks. Yeah, I think like creating those parkour kind of balance styles been my signature move for a little bit. doing like those back shot with those mini basketball. It's definitely been something I've been doing a lot at home. So creating those parkour and then finishing with that back shot has been my signature move for sure. But having those small snowboard addiction board and creating a parkour was definitely something I had in my mind for a little bit. That was the first time I was actually doing it, and it's nice to see that I'm a snowboarder and then using kind of like something that's like relate a little bit more to my sport and then putting out there is definitely one of the clip that's been the most successful online right now.
One of the things that really interests me when you're these days, the snowboard calendar for competitions is super packed. Like the winter's just back to back from December
Yeah.
right the way through to kind of mid end of March. Do you think it's going to help people just having a bit of downtime now, reflecting on stuff, and maybe as you are, if you're really in shape, if you can clip the end of the winter somewhere, do you think we're going to see people come back strong?
I think so. I think we got to see that as a, it's a pause of snowboarding, but it's a pause for everything pretty much, for snowboarders that we travel like every week, every week we're somewhere different in the world, which is rad. But if you think about it, it's super hard on the body. We're always jet lagged, and we've been doing that for many years. Nothing to complain, but I think if you look at it positively, we're having just a downtime, and it's a good time to refresh, make your body feels like 100% again, time to use what you have home, to train and stay in shape. But it's just nice to have that free time just to be home and talk about, even though you can't see your homies, you can't see your friend, like take that time, to just chat more with your friend, do a lot of FaceTime and all that stuff. I kind of see that as if I would be injured, sometime when you're injured, you spend a lot of time home and then you try to get back at 110%, on your board, and it makes you excited to go back riding. So I feel having that pause for everyone, even though we're not injured, or for any people that are not injured, it's a good situation to get your body back to 110%, or if not more, and make yourself excited to go back out there and snowboard again. And making yourself excited to whatever we've been having. We've been blessed just to be able to go outside and go for a run and do whatever you want, for all these years. And now it just makes you realize how how a little thing could affect the whole world. you know One virus, to affect the whole world never happened ever, but to see that it's happening right now, I feel like it's nice to see how the world is connect and all people are trying to make the best out of it, to make as many people survive from it. And I think we're going to come out of the virus like stronger as a planet and as the world. Just maybe we're not going to take like everything for granted. Maybe we're going to start think about more about what we have. Like a lot of people have like really nice families and stuff, and then they're always working their ass off like 40 hours plus per weeks, and then they don't spend that much time with their kids and stuff. And now they probably realize how much important it is to take that time off and then relate to that stuff. So I think it's good for everyone. It is a sad situation for all the loss we're losing right now. I think it's really important to respect the rule and try to respect it the most we can, to make sure we come out strong out of it, and we make sure the situation end as soon as possible too. Because trust me, I'm over it. I'm bored, like you all have, but we're all in the same boat. And I think it's important to move forward as athlete, but move forward as just human being. And yeah, it's been a crazy time for all of us, but it's nice to see how people react so far.
Yeah, you've certainly done it in a positive way. One of the distractions that I've been really pleased of this week, though, was Real Snow came out from X Games, and it reminded me of the 2015 part that you put in there. I actually went back and watched your 2015 part, and this is no disrespect whatsoever to anyone who's put parts in this year. There's some insane parts in there, but I think it's a testament to your riding that your 2015 part, like so many others, still stands up today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I think like Real Snow's been like something that I like to watch. I love urban riding, and content's been taking a lot of my time, and it is hard for me to film as and stuff like. But I know how much time and effort these guys are putting, to get those 1 minute and 30 second, clips. So for all the guys, that did it this year, I watched them all. They're all like super good, and watching it definitely like bring back some memories to the one time I did it. And I like that. Hopefully I could do it maybe again in the future. And it's a lot of love and dedication and work that you put in to just have a minute and a half part. So I know all these guys, it's hard on the body, and some of the guys are competing as well. Like Renee, is competing on some of the biggest contests that like I did, like I'm doing, and he was competing on the real snow. So props to him. You know, the was to be able to show up and then show the well that he could do urban stuff and compete at such a high level in all the contests we're doing.
Okay, Seb, thank you so much for all of your time today. We're going to leave everyone with arguably your pièce de résistance from the floor is lava. Thanks for joining us, and good luck for the rest of the winter.
Thank you. All right, stay safe, guys.
There you go. If you want to be a professional snowboarder, it's fairly straightforward. Just do floor is lava in your house until you're that good, and then you'll be there. Seb Toot's proving just how fit and strong he is. We've also been out there. We set Jenny the task of finding all of the best other fitness, balance, parkour, and basically fun videos from across social media in the world of snowboarding. This is what she came up with.
In our second part, we focus on fitness-related Insta posts. First up, we've got Victor Delarue, who's got a rather interesting way of keeping fit. Next, we have the master of the trampoline, Swiss half-pipe rider, Pat Wagner, in one of my favourite trampoline clips this week.
Sure I can do this? Yeah, why not? What do I do? Just send it.
Oh no! Over at Burton Europe, Chloe Cillier offers some home yoga to keep you focused, strong and flexible.
Inhale into plank pose. This time you can lower your knees down and exhale, lower halfway into chaturanga. Come back into plank pose, inhale and exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 2 more times like this. Inhale into plank pose. Maybe you put your knees on the ground, maybe not. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank pose. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana.
And to finish it off, we change up the sport and show you some amazing Insta clips posted by skiers.
I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'm a
Let's go! Whoa!
pretty creative different exercises there, and the exercise on the commune today is brought to you by the letter A. We've got an apple, keeping me healthy. We've got the apocalypse truck and exercise. This is undoubtedly the best way to stay fit. Oh no! Humiliated! Oh, it's not going to work for me. Obviously, if you don't have loads of wood and loads of space outdoors, or you live in an apartment, then you want a domestic alternative. Oscar here can show you, get some pots and pans and a broom handle, and then you can smash up your apartment. Look at that blue bowl as well here. This is cabin fever. That was a beautiful haircut before this all started. Now it's a blue bowl. Okay, out of my way. Give me one more go at this before. Oh, yes, I think I've got this. Oh, yeah. Well, this is humiliating. Let's go to a game on Zoom. Let's introduce everyone. And if you've spent any time on Zoom, you'll know that you can mess around with the background behind yourself. So expect to see some fairly creative use of the backgrounds here. Let's kick off with one of Britain's finest skiing exports. Based in Innsbruck, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Paddy Graham. Backdrop you've got there. That's actually a pretty famous moment. There's me on the right-hand side, Tim Warwood on the left-hand side, commentating on Jenny Jones's bronze medal winning 2014 slopestyle run. Jones, are you ready for this one?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm absolutely gutted. I don't know how to do the backdrops yet. I'll have to do that next time.
Yeah, must try harder on the technology. Straight underneath Jenny, we've got Tim Warwood there. Timo, how you doing?
Good morning, I'm good. I chose quite an apt picture. It's actually a picture of you, Ed, the most scared you ever were. That was you waiting to take to the Red Bull soapbox race course in Peru in a car with no brakes.
Thank you very much. In homage to this, I'm going to pick out a nice picture of Paddy Graham, I think, for my background. How does that one look? There we go.
That's good.
Paddy's about 17 there. Then over here we got John O'Verity, and he's got what I think he thinks is a picture of Jenny Jones behind him.
Yeah, it's Jenny Jones, right?
No, that's Amy Fuller. John O'Verity, arguably Britain's most famous self-publicist. How many front covers is it now, Jono, on a snowboard?
11. You heard me. 11.
11 front covers.
How many of you,
ladies and gentlemen? And then over here, wearing the purple pants with the three-toed sloth, it is the voice of Germanic snowboarding, skateboarding, BMX, any kind of action sport. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Chris Backman.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is landlocked Switzerland. Even our banks are locked. Like, you cannot even get money out of the banks anymore. So, yeah, we're chilling here in Switzerland, and it's like a big holiday.
Yeah, I think that's how we all feel, just no one says that. Okay then, this is the name of the game. I've asked you each to bring some root vegetables along with you. Can you each produce your root vegetables? If you're unsure what root vegetables are, that
I can't get to my root vegetable because my son has locked me out and he's putting something in the microwave behind the door here. I might have to lose the background just to show you how dangerous. Sonny, can you let me in? Sonny, I can't. I got my root. I need a root vegetable. Okay, I'm in.
So
I'm in.
I'm going to ask you to each channel your inner Michelangelo, your inner Rodin, your inner Leonardo da Vinci, and over the next 3 minutes, I'm going to ask you to sculpt your root vegetable into something wonderful. Okay, so you're going to need some utensils, potentially. First of all, let's check in. Paddy, what have you got there in the way of vegetables?
I have a carrot, a potato, and a sweet potato.
Okay, that's looking interesting. Jono, what have you got in there?
I have a potato. As you can see, it's starting to grow. It's
yeah, that's quite an arm.
So I might have to, knowing what's going to happen now, I might have to incorporate that into the design.
Hold on a second. Can you just see if you can scale the potato just so it covers Amy Fuller's face? Let's see what she looks like as a potato head.
Oh, hang on. Oh, it doesn't like it. It wants Amy Fuller too much. There we go.
There you go. That's it. What have you got, Timo?
Gone for just a standard carrot.
Okay.
Only
That's
the fact that times are hard at the minute, and I don't want to be like just using any root vegetables willy-nilly because these are precious, man. This is big commodity right here.
Okay, when I put in the no genitals rule, you're going to be fairly limited with that carrot. But Jen, what have you got?
I've got half a sweet potato or a sort of small sweet potato. So I don't really know which I'm going to use.
Well, there's no reason why you can't use them both, but then you can actually eat them later. Backman, what have you got there?
Well, you know, in media they tell me we have a crisis, and the only thing I could find in the store is fucking potatoes, dude. Like back in the Second World War.
It's in this situation, it's actually quite unique. I thought everyone was going to bring a potato, but you're an original. Okay, your 3 minutes begin now. You can make it into anything you want, Tim, because you've only got a carrot. Let's start with you. I'm going to distract you first, though, Pad. What's lockdown in Innsbruck like?
Well, I realised that I've been inside for almost 4 weeks now. I mean, time goes by slowly, but I don't know. I've just been like getting stuff done, trying to. I had to stop drinking alcohol because that wasn't productive.
Oh, hold on a second. Just can we have a look at your take your cap off quickly? So that looked quite
I shaved
productive.
my head on like the 3rd day in. And then I showed Jono, and he shaved his off as well.
Come on, Jono, let's see yours.
Just because I basically saw Paddy. I saw Paddy and I was like, oh my God, he's so good looking. I want to be like him. And then we were on a live chat. Tim Warwood is on it as well. And I was like, I've got to be like Paddy. And it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, right, that's coming off.
Was a bit of alcohol. Just to let you know, that was one of the first Zoom chats we had. It's when Zoom was quite a novelty still, and everybody was kind of meeting up. So we all decided to meet up at 7:30, just open a beer, just chill out for a little bit. So this was at 7:30. At midnight, 2 people had shaved heads. One guy had shaved all of the hair from his nether regions, and another guy had split up with his wife. So it was quite an eventful Zoom chat.
What? You had a full marital split?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was good. But, you know,
just out of interest, was the person who shaved their nether regions a blood relative of yours?
Might have been a blood relative of mine, and he might have been in America. Stone cold sober as well, which is slightly weird, but there we go.
For anyone who doesn't know, Jono, can you talk us through the photo behind Paddy, please?
Okay, so this was one of the highlights of my snowboarding career. I got asked by VO5, who make hair products, to do the how the hell am I going to land this look for one of their adverts, and age 23, as a kind of skint snowboarder, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely up for that, and that was kind of the start of everything, really. That was like, that defined me. That was like where I fit in the snowboard world. I was like, I'm going to be that guy who does the stuff like that. And yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. What in all of your conversation here, we've neglected Chris, who looks like he's going. You look like you're doing very, very well there. This looks like a masterpiece in the market.
I'm finished, dude. I'm finished.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting for the others, talk us through what you've got there.
You want to see it already?
Yeah, please.
Oh, wow.
If it's finished.
It is.
Where were you when all of this kicked in? Because you split your time between Brazil and Switzerland, don't you?
Well, it kicked in. Actually, I remember when it all changed. It was, I think it was March 13. It was the day we were riding for Jake up in Locks. Jake's riding day. And that was the last day I was on the snowboard. And it all got closed down here in Switzerland on actually Jake's day.
What was that like? That must have been huge because it was the same week as Terrier and Nicholas's Sudden Rush Bank Slalom, wasn't it?
Right, we actually had the Sudden Rush Bank Slalom a week prior, from March 5 to 8. We had everybody there, even Travis Rice rode, that was amazing. Ingemar Bachmann was there, like a lot of old legends, and we could have the contest. And dude, Terrier called me just a week after the event. Hey Chris, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm pretty all right. And Terry's like, I'm like, hey Terry, how are you doing? He's like, well, I'm doing not so well. I got the virus. So he caught the virus, dude. Wow. So I don't know if it was our event, was it the US Open, but Terry, now you can really kiss him because he's after the virus.
Okay, who else is in there? Your time's running out. You got about 20 seconds left, people. Paddy, oh, Paddy, what are you using? Have you got like a cocktail stick there to stick those together?
Got part of a pen, yeah. I got creative.
Oh, fantastic. We're getting creative there.
I've butchered it. I've butchered everything. I'm going to have to make a suit.
Jono's definitely using the ears that have grown on his potato. Jones, how are you doing?
I'm good, and I'm like wishing I had a backdrop, but instead I'm just trying to find photos of Tim. I maybe put as my backdrop.
You're
devil.
Oh my God, vegetables.
That's pretty good looking there, Timo.
Look at that! Look at all his hair.
Can you send me that? I might have to update my social profile pictures. Great photo of me.
Wait a minute, I've got a better one here.
Guys, I don't mean to brag or anything, guys, but I'm finished. I'm totally finished.
Okay, right, Tim, that means you get to present next. Let's have a look.
Right. Now, those of you that know me very well will know that I do have another sideline aside from shouting at action sports. I do a night called Famous First Words, which is a entertainment / live musical experience where we dangle the mic of destiny from the roof. So I've created a carrot version of the hanging mic of destiny.
That is very good, actually. What's your favourite song on Favourite First Words? Which one do you always love hearing people have a go at?
You know what,
For anyone out there who doesn't know, the format for Famous First Words, Tim and Gendel play the intro to a song. If you put your hand up before the lyrics start, then they restart the song. You come on stage, say your name, and then you get judged on conviction, lyrics, and timing, and you have to sing the first line of the song. So that's it in a nutshell. What's your favourite? What do you always look forward to?
We have a new playlist every week, but the song that we always put in there, because it's pretty much 50-50 whether it gets sung correctly or wrongly, but the whole audience know it. It's Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. The place goes off. We always put it towards the end. Everyone's had a few beers, and it just turns into this huge, like, sprawling mass of singing people in the bars where we do it, and it's just so good. But the best thing is, it's people come in and they either sing Tommy or Johnny used to work on the dock, and they sing it with so much conviction. And do you know what? I can't even remember what the actual
Gina
words
works
are.
a diner all day, isn't it?
No, the exact one. There you go. Exactly. It's not. It's Tommy used to work on the dock. And then that's the first line. But so many people sing, Johnny used to work. And everyone goes, yeah, because they all think it's right. And then we're like, sorry, you didn't get it right. And they're like, oh.
Hey, we can do it. We can do it for you now. If everyone sings the way, all you have to do is do the ooh-wah, 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 ooh-wah.
Tommy used to work on the dock. In on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough. Yes, in a nutshell. So I did the Famous First Words microphone because I was pushed for time and I only had a carrot. So I hope that's okay.
Okay, Chris Backman's coming with the potato heart. We've got the carrot microphone from Tim Ward. Jenny Jones, what have you got?
Oh no, I feel really like I've not pulled it out, but this is, I guess, what I know from Halloween times.
Is it like a Pac-Man ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
That is good.
We've got some bangers here now.
That's my only contribution, but I want to see. Wait, I just want you to explain this picture too, Ed. Sorry, I'm just loving finding the photos now of you all. This one.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty much my only trick I've got left on a snowboard.
That's the best photo you've ever had of you.
Yeah, well, what I'm actually doing is falling over, but I just made it look like. Jono loves those turns as well. Jono's a big fan of the Euro carve, aren't you, Jono?
I just think they're like for old men who don't know how to do any tricks anymore. So they go, "Oh, I'm doing Euro carves. They're so cool," and they just fall on your arm as you turn around the corner. They're so lame. Euro carves are whack.
There we go. You heard it here first. How's Sonny doing? Give us a wave, Sonny.
Is anybody else trying their hardest to look after children during this lockdown? My kids are going to be feral by the end of it. I've got Sonny there, who's 2. Come and say hello. I've got another child as well. This child is called the Hulk. So there's the Hulk. We've been making masks this morning already, as well as carrot microphones. But no, we're all right. We're all right.
Okay, Paddy, are you ready? What have you got for us?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What is
it's
it?
Like I started off going for some, like it was going to be a sculpture where it intertwined the different root vegetables.
Backman loves this one.
With like this creature, and yeah, it incorporates the 3 root vegetables, and I used part of a pen in order to create its neck.
I don't know about using external products, man.
I'm fully allowed to do that. I didn't say any kind of rules. What I like best about that is that you could literally throw that in a pot and you've got a ready-made soup as well.
There's a lot of waste on mine.
What?
I said back when you didn't seem happy about that with the usage.
Well, it was all right, you know. The task was very different. They told us to use a vegetable, you know, and no other stuff, Patty. You know, I mean, you know. But hey,
okay, John, my time is well and truly up now.
Carrots.
I know.
What? What? You've not just done that.
That was done yesterday. Come on, be honest.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a winner. He's dedicating it to his background of Jenny Jones there. Who is it? What are you describing it as, the troll?
Well, I was trying to make out as Tim Allwood. I kind of used the hair.
The nose isn't big enough.
Oh, the nose, yeah. But you notice there's actually a rotten tooth built in.
The teeth are cool.
I mean, that was unfair to dedicate it to you, Tim. So yeah,
you're a good man, Johnny. Thanks.
It's only because you're a friend.
Okay, today's prize, which is £1,000 of mud, can be collected from any park in London over the course of the next week, Jono. Congratulations to all of you. Thanks for being a part of the first ever Freewheeling Zoom game show. Been an absolute pleasure seeing you all in lockdown. Take care of yourselves. Thank you, Jenny, for coming on the show today and running through all of the social media. And also thanks to Seb Toots for coming on the show. Thank you all. I'll see you all next week, same time. Thank you, Jono, Paddy, Jenny, Tim, and Chris. Take care.
Bye.